if I told you that you're not lazy? You're just learning the wrong way. You're sitting there staring at a textbook, your brain screaming, "Why can't I just get this?" The clock's ticking, your to-do list is a nightmare, and that voice in your head whispers, "You're gonna fail." Again. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Every Gen Z student feels this procrastination, burnout, the crushing weight of expectations. It's like you're drowning in chaos and no one's throwing you a lifeboat. But here's the truth. Learning doesn't have to feel like torture. There's a way to make it so effortless, it almost feels like cheating. Stick with me, because I'm about to show you how to hack your brain, crush your study sessions, and turn that internal chaos into unstoppable confidence. Ready to change everything? The lie you've been told about learning. You've been fed a massive lie your whole life. Learning is supposed to be hard. Teachers, parents, and even those hustle influencers on TikTok have drilled it into you. Grind for hours, memorize every word, and if you're not exhausted, you're not doing it right. But let's be real. When was the last time grinding through 50 pages of a textbook made you feel like a genius? Never. Instead, you're left feeling drained, guilty, and like you're failing at life. That's because the system's rigged against you. Traditional learning methods weren't built for your brain, they were built for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Think about it. You're not a robot. Your brain isn't a hard drive that just stores endless facts. It's a living, chaotic, emotional machine that thrives on connection, curiosity, and meaning. Yet you're told to sit still, read boring notes, and force-feed yourself information until you burn out. No wonder you procrastinate. No wonder you feel like you're drowning. The problem isn't you, it's the approach. You're trying to run a marathon with weights strapped to your ankles. Here's the truth. Learning can feel as natural as scrolling through your phone. Your brain is wired to soak up information when it's engaging, when it feels like a game, not a punishment. Remember that time you binged a Netflix series and could recite every plot twist? Or when you learned every lyric to that new song in one day? That's your brain flexing its real power. You're not lazy, you're just stuck in a system that's killing your spark. So, how do you break free? It starts with understanding one key principle. Learning isn't about forcing information in, it's about inviting it in. Your brain loves stories, patterns, and rewards. It's why you can remember every detail of a TikTok trend but forget the periodic table. The trick is to make studying feel like something you want to do, not something you have to do. Rewire your brain with the story hack. You ever notice how you can't stop thinking about a good movie? Like, you're lying in bed, replaying that epic plot twist, imagining yourself as the hero. That's not an accident. Your brain is obsessed with stories. It's how humans have learned for thousands of years, passing down knowledge through tales around a fire. But when you open a textbook, it's just a wall of facts and your brain checks out. So let's fix that. The first step to making learning feel like cheating is to turn boring info into a story your brain can't resist. Here's how it works. Your brain doesn't care about isolated facts, it craves connection. Take history, for example. A list of dates and names feels like torture. But imagine those events as a Netflix drama. A king betrayed by his best friend, a battle won by a single clever move. Suddenly, it's not just information, it's a saga you're invested in. You're not memorizing, you're living it. This is the story hack, and it's like giving your brain a Red Bull. Try this. Next time you're studying, turn the material into a narrative. Let's say you're learning biology cell division. Sounds like a snooze fest, right? Wrong. Picture the cell as a city under attack, splitting its resources to save itself, each organelle a character with a role. Sounds silly? Good. Silly sticks. Your brain loves weird, vivid images. The crazier the story, the harder it is to forget. I know what you're thinking. This sounds like extra work. But trust me, it's faster than rereading the same page 10 times. A study from Stanford showed that people remember stories up to 22 times better than plain facts. That's not a small difference, that's a superpower. And it's not just for fluffy subjects. Math? Turn equations into a heist where variables are secret codes. Chemistry? Imagine elements as rival gangs fighting for bonds. You're not just studying, you're directing a blockbuster in your head. The story hack flips the script on learning. Instead of forcing facts into your brain, you're building a world where those facts belong. Gamify your brain's reward system. You know that rush when you hit a new level in a game or get a streak on Duolingo? Your brain lights up like a slot machine because it's getting a hit of dopamine, that sweet, sweet reward chemical. Now, imagine feeling that while studying. Sounds impossible? It's not. Your brain is already wired to chase rewards. You just need to gamify your learning to trick it into craving study sessions. This is the reward hack, and it's about making your brain think learning is as addictive as your favorite app. Here's the deal. Your brain doesn't care about good grades in 3 months. It wants instant gratification now. That's why you procrastinate. Start by breaking your study session into tiny, winnable levels. Instead of read chapter 5, make it read 1 page and summarize it in 3 sentences. Done? Boom! You've cleared level 1. Reward yourself with something small, a 5-minute phone break, a snack, or even just checking off a box on a tracker. That check mark? It's a mini dopamine spike. Take it further. Create a point system. Give yourself 10 points for every 10 minutes of focused work. Hit 50 points? Cash them in for 15 minutes of gaming. Sound childish? Who cares? It works. A 2021 study from the University of Chicago found that gamifying tasks boosts motivation by up to 30%. You're not just studying, you're leveling up your life. And if you're competitive, challenge a friend. Whoever earns more points by the end of the week wins bragging rights. Your brain will eat it up. But here's the key. Don't let the rewards derail you. No, I studied for 10 minutes, so I deserve 3 hours of Netflix. Keep the rewards proportional and always tie them to actual progress. And don't beat yourself up if you slip. Guilt kills motivation. Just reset and start the next level. The goal is to make studying feel like a game you want to play, not a chore you dread. The reward hack turns your brain's addiction to instant gratification into a weapon for learning. The 80-20 rule to study smarter, not harder. You're spending hours studying, but half the time, you're just staring at the same page, zoned out, or rewriting notes that look pretty but teach you nothing. Sound familiar? Here's a brutal truth. Most of your study time is wasted, but there's a way to cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters. It's called the 80-20 rule, or Pareto principle, and it's like a cheat code for learning. The idea? 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort if you focus on the right 20%. Think about it. In any subject, not all info is created equal. In math, mastering a few key formulas unlocks most problems. In history, a handful of events explain the big picture. Your job is to find that 20%, the high-impact concepts, and obsess over them. Stop trying to memorize every word in the textbook. Instead, ask, what's the core idea here? What's on the test? What's tripping me up? If you're studying biology, don't memorize every enzyme. Nail the process of photosynthesis first. That's your 20%. Here's how to do it. First, skim your material notes, syllabus, or past exam sand. Highlight the big ideas or repeating themes. If you're lost, Google key concepts in subject or ask your teacher what's essential. Next, focus your energy there. Create a 1-page cheat sheet with just those core ideas using visuals or mnemonics from the story hack. Spend 80% of your time mastering that sheet. Test yourself on it. Teach it to a friend. Own it. This isn't about cutting corners, it's about being strategic. A 2022 study from MIT showed that students who prioritized high-impact topics scored 25% higher than those who studied everything equally. You're not cheating, you're working smarter. The 80-20 rule frees you from the trap of, I need to know everything, panic. It's like decluttering your brainless chaos. More clarity. The best part? This method saves you time. You'll study less, but learn more, leaving room for life outside of textbooks. Make it stick with active recall. Ever crammed for a test? Felt like you nailed it, then blanked out during the exam? You didn't learn anything, you just rented the info for a night. To make learning stick, you need to stop passively rereading notes and start using active recall, the ultimate memory hack. It's like weightlifting for your brain. Tough at first, but it makes you unstoppable. Active recall forces you to retrieve information from memory, strengthening the neural pathways that keep it locked in long term. Here's how it works. Instead of flipping through your notes, close the book and quiz yourself. Write down everything you remember about a topic like the causes of World War I or how to solve a quadratic equation. The key is to test yourself, not just review. Why does this work? A 2019 study from Purdue University found active recall boosts retention by up to 50% compared to passive studying. When you force your brain to dig for answers, it's like carving a deeper groove for that memory. Rereading feels productive, but it's a lie. Your brain's on autopilot. Active recall wakes it up. Plus, it exposes what you don't know, so you can fix it before the test. Start small. Pick one topic from your 80-20 cheat sheet. Spend 10 minutes quizzing yourself. Write questions like, what's the main idea? Or, how does this work? Don't just memorize answers, explain them in your own words like you're teaching a friend. This doubles down on the story hack, making the info feel alive. If you're stuck, use visuals. Sketch a diagram or mind map to jog your memory. Active recall isn't easy at first. It's humbling to realize how much you forget. But that's the point. Each retrieval makes you stronger. You'll walk into tests confident, not praying for a miracle. Beat procrastination with the 2-minute rule. You know that moment when you mean to study, but suddenly you're 3 hours deep in a YouTube spiral? Procrastination isn't laziness, it's your brain dodging pain. Studying feels like a mountain, so you avoid it. But here's a hack to outsmart that urge: the 2-minute rule. It's stupidly simple but insanely effective. Start any task by committing to just 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes of action, and you're free to stop. Why does this work? Your brain hates starting big tasks because they feel overwhelming. But 2 minutes, that's nothing. Tell yourself, I'll just read one paragraph, or I'll write one quiz question. A 2020 study from the University of Warwick found that micro-actions like this reduce procrastination by tricking your brain into starting without the panic. Here's how to do it. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Pick one tiny step from your 80-20 cheat sheet maybe. Open your notes, or write one active recall question. Do it? Done? Celebrate with a quick reward, like a sip of coffee or a song break. This ties into the reward hack, making starting feel good. If you're still tempted to scroll, put your phone in another room. Harsh? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. The 2-minute rule isn't about forcing hours of work, it's about starting. Every time you start, you chip away at that mental block. You're telling your brain, this isn't scary. Soon, studying feels as easy as checking your DMs. Shield your energy from burnout. You're finally studying smarter stories, rewards, active recall, 2-minute starts. But there's a silent killer waiting: burnout. You know that feeling, brain fog, no motivation, like you're running on fumes. Gen Z's drowning in pressure, school, social media, that constant "you're not enough" vibe. To keep learning easy, you've got to protect your energy like it's your most precious resource. This is the energy shield hack, and it's about saying no to chaos and yes to focus. First, set boundaries. Your brain can't handle 10 tabs, notifications pinging, and a group chat blowing up while you study. Pick one task, silence your phone, and give yourself permission to focus. Try the Pomodoro technique: 25 minutes of deep work, 5-minute break. A 2023 study from UCLA found this boosts productivity by 40% while cutting mental fatigue. Next, prioritize sleep. I know, you're pulling all-nighters, thinking it's heroic. It's not. Sleep deprivation tanks your memory and mood. Aim for 7-8 hours. Can't. Even a 20-minute nap boosts recall, per Harvard research. And don't skip food or water. Your brain's a diva that needs fuel. A quick snack like nuts or fruit keeps you sharp. Finally, ditch the guilt. You don't need to study 24/7 to succeed. Schedule downtime, watch a show, vibe to music, or just stare at a wall. It's not lazy, it's recharging. Your brain needs breaks to process what you've learned. Protect your energy, and studying stops feeling like a war. Now, it's on you. Pick one hack, maybe the 2-minute rule, and try it today. Open your notes, set a timer, and start. 2 minutes. That's all it takes to prove you can do this. Keep going and you'll look back in a month, shocked at how far you've come. You're not lazy or broken, you're just getting started. If this hit home, smash that like button and share this with a friend who's struggling. Subscribe for more hacks to crush school and life. Drop a comment. Which hack are you trying first? Let's build this together. You've got this. Now go make learning your superpower.